Good morning, brothers and sisters. It is 8:41 a.m. Central Standard Time, January 22nd. I'm going to give everybody a free lesson today, not only on two words specifically: coincidence and conspiracy theorists. On one of my videos, particularly, a lot of people, I've been called a conspiracy theorist, and that the Tonga Volcano and all that it was a coincidence and blah blah blah. Right? Well, people, we need to start realizing we're not even using words correctly. We're not. Okay? And I'm going to explain. I'm going to break this down for you. January 14th, very large eruption, right? It's what they're saying on Wikipedia. And it even says you here, ongoing natural disaster. They're calling it a natural disaster, but this information may change rapidly as events progress. We will find this out relatively soon. But was it a coincidence that it was an uninhabited volcanic island of Tonga? That could be a coincidence. Very coincidental, okay? That's a coincidence, sure. But let me ask you this. Does anybody happen to know that the United States used to do its testing grounds in the Pacific Ocean? Look at this. List of United States nuclear weapons test sites. A lot of them happened in Nevada. Okay, right here, Nevada test site. But look, 1,054 nuclear tests by official count, including 216 atmospheric, underwater, and space tests. Most of the tests took place in Nevada's test site, blah, 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 and the Pacific Proving Grounds in the Marshall Islands and off Kritamati Island in the Pacific, plus 3 in the Atlantic Ocean. Okay, well, let's go find the Marshall Islands, shall we? Let's go look at Marshall Islands. Here's Marshall Island. And who happens to know that right over here is Tonga? Why did they choose Marshall Island? Because of low population, less people killed right away. Right here. And they happen to do it again over here. Only it wasn't the U.S. It was not the United States whatsoever. But hey, that's because this right here, this is Fiji. Okay? So we know where the Marshall Islands are. Whoop, right there. Okay? Come down here. And let's just zoom right on in. Have it clear up. That's Fiji. You got Samoa and Tonga right there. Okay? A very small, uninhibited island. So less likely for people to be harmed, right? Oh, come on. I guess it doesn't want to let me see it real clearly, does it? Wow. That's interesting. Why wouldn't they want me to see that? Come on. It's just running a little slow. There we go. There we go. There's Tonga. And here is Kritamati Island. The other island group. Look at that. Oh. What is that? Fiji and Tonga is right here? Why did they choose that? Not a lot of people inhabit it. Actually, nobody inhabited that island. Just like Marshall Islands were not inhabited. The island in Tonga that was hit was not inhabited. But that's just a coincidence, right? So if anybody happens to remember La Palma, does anybody who here remembers that the politicians proposed bombing a volcano? Yes, La Palma, but proposed bombing a volcano. The La Palma volcano should be bombed. They're literally telling you what they're going to do. That's what they do. They tell you they're going to do this stuff. They're telling you. La Palma volcano should be bombed. I mean, this is all over the place. This is world news. I just put it in search engine and look. You can do it your damn self. They proposed bombing a volcano. What just happened? Is that a coincidence as well? Maybe. Well, for those of us, or some of us know actual language and words and how they actually work and what they actually mean, let's actually break that down, shall we? Let's take incidents, okay? We got coincidence, okay? Let's just break it down. Let's just use incidents. The rate or extent of occurrence or effect. The fact or an instance of happening, occurrence. The arrival of radiation, what? Or a projectile at a surface. Incidents, okay? Now, what about co? Let's look at co. Together, joint, jointly, mutually, partner or associate in an activity. So let's put some words together. In fact, they even do it right down here for us. Let's take a little peeping gander down here. So you've got co-production, co-founder, co-pilot, co-extent. I mean, do I need to go on? Are you guys smelling what I'm stepping in? Co-incidence. Co, as in together, joint, jointly, mutually, partner or associate. Co-incidence. It was a coincidence means it was done jointly. It was known about. There's really no such thing as coincidence in the way that people are meaning it. Well, it's just a coincidence that happened like that. Well, yeah, but not in the way you're meaning. You're meaning like happenstance. No, it was a coincidence. And the other one is conspiracy theorist. I've definitely been called conspiracy theorist on one of my videos. Folks, do you even understand what the heck you're talking about? Let's break it down. Conspiracy, definition and meaning. The meaning of conspiracy is a secret plan made by two or more people to do something that is harmful or illegal. Wait a minute, two or more people, like coincidence, like two or more? That's a conspiracy. Coincidence, two or more people to do something harmful or illegal. Well, that's pretty darn interesting, don't you think? Here, what does this one say? The delict or tort of agreeing with others to cause damage to another by committing a lawful act by unlawful means or committing an unlawful act. I mean, that's a conspiracy, right? Especially this one, the meaning a secret plan means something's going on, something is hidden, that's being kept secret, covered up. That is what a conspiracy is, done in secret. Okay? Theory, a set of statements of principles devised to explain a group of facts or phenomena, especially one that has been repeatedly tested or is widely accepted and can be used to make predictions about natural phenomena. Well, that's pretty interesting. A branch of science or art consisting of its explanatory statements, accepted principles, and methods of analysis as opposed to practice. Basically, you're taking evidence. Oh, look at this. A theory is a system of explanations that ties together a whole bunch of facts. This not only explains those facts, but predicts that you ought to find from other observations and experiments. So you take a bunch of evidence, facts that you know, and you put it together for a theory. So, you know there's a conspiracy going on, which is something done in secret, which they're not letting people know about, and you have a theory on what that conspiracy might be. Do you understand that? Now, why is this used so often, and why is it used so incorrectly? It's not a negative whatsoever to be a conspiracy theorist, but it sure has been pushed off that way, hasn't it? So when you put in, where did the phrase conspiracy theory, and I went to, it come from, I didn't even have to. Look, conspiracy theory, Wikipedia. Conspiracy theory is an explanation for an event or situation that invokes a conspiracy, we already broke that down, by sinister and powerful groups, often political in motivation, when other explanations are more probable. The term has a negative connotation, however, implying that the appeal to a conspiracy is based on a prejudice or insufficient evidence. A conspiracy theory is not the same as a conspiracy. Okay? So, it's saying right here, conspiracy by sinister and powerful groups. Well, how many people in the United States really trust their government? I mean, hello. But look at this. There's a conspiracy theory that the CIA invented the term. Well, let's go here and look at what that has to say. And as we know, conspiracy theorist is usually, it's a function as an insult, right? Well, so it may come as no surprise that there is even a conspiracy theory about the origins of the label. Now, here are some facts. This conspiracy theory claims that the CIA invented the term in 1967 to disqualify those who questioned the official version of the JFK assassination and doubted that his killer, Lee Harvey Oswald, had acted alone. There are even two versions of this conspiracy theory. The more extreme version claims that the CIA literally invented the term in the sense that the words conspiracy and theory had never been used before in combination. A more moderate version acknowledges, which means confirms, that the term existed before, but claims that the CIA intentionally created its negative connotation and so turned the label into a tool of political propaganda. How many times have you heard political propaganda and heard from the United States government saying, oh, well, that's just a conspiracy theory. Come on, folks, pay attention. Scroll a little bit down, smoking gun. Although they make differing claims about the origin and development of the term, the proponents of both versions invariably point to an official CIA document called Concerning Criticism of the Warren Report as their smoking gun. It was released in 1976 after the New York Times requested it under the Freedom of Information Act. What was it about? The official investigation into Kennedy's murder. And guess what? Look up here. Classic. Who? George Bush and the JFK assassination. Under the subject heading Assassination of President John F. Kennedy, Hoover reported that on the day of JFK's murder, the Bureau had provided two individuals with briefings. One was Captain William Edwards of the Defense Intelligence Agency, and the other, Mr. George Bush, that's right, ex-President George Bush of the Central Intelligence Agency, who was the spokesperson for the CIA, who made the phrase of conspiracy theory to brush off the JFK assassination. I guess you know, Dealey Plaza was flooded with spooks 50 years ago. One young spook at the scene may have been George H.W. Bush, who was working deep cover for the CIA through his fledgling oil company Zapata. He was a deep undercover agent for the CIA, and he happened to be standing right in front of the building that guess who was assassinated? Oh yeah, where Lee Harvey Oswald was. Come on, folks. Is that a coincidence? Yup. In the correct terminology, it absolutely is.
A new world order.
That's right. George Bush Sr., a new world order. The cabal, the evil. Now, here's another little coincidence for y'all to look at. Look at this. Out of these troubled times, our fifth objective, a new world order speech on 9/11, 1990. On 9/11? Well, when did the September attack happen for 9/11? When did that? September 11, right? What year was that? 2001. 11 years after the speech. 9/11? That's right. 11 is very significant for those who are not aware. Here we are. 9/11 attacks. 2001. 9/11. 11 years previous, the same damn day that George Bush Sr. gave his New World Order speech. Is that a coincidence? Yes, it is. Was Al-Qaeda behind it? No, because there was no planes that ever hit the Diggum Trade Centers. They were bombed. And that's another story. 11 is significant for Janus, or Janus, the god that the cabal all follow. It all ties to 11. You need to do some research, folks. You need to start putting things together, please. For those that have eyes to see and ears to hear, let them be known. Remember, love is the only way forward.